If you say yes to everyone, who's left saying yes to you? You weren't born to be a doormat in someone else's story. But somewhere between being kind and being accepted, you lost your voice. You became the one who always smiles, always agrees, always sacrifices, and it's killing your soul in silence. But here's the truth. Saying no isn't rude. It's sacred. It's how you protect your peace. It's how you finally meet the version of you who doesn't apologize for existing. This is not a guide. This is a rescue mission for the real you. And it begins with just one word. No. They trained you young. Be nice. Don't upset anyone. Say yes. It's polite. And so, your worth got tied to your usefulness, to how much you could give, even when it cost you everything. But the people you're trying to please, they don't see the battle inside you, the exhaustion, the resentment, the invisible weight you carry. You smile while your heart whispers, I'm tired. I'm tired of betraying myself. Every yes that broke your boundaries was a no to your own peace. But not anymore. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be whole. And to be whole, you must dare to disappoint others before you disappoint yourself again. Saying no is not rejection. It's recognition. It's you recognizing that your time, your energy, your heart are not limitless resources to be spent recklessly. Every time you say yes out of fear, you water down your truth. You bury your needs. You abandon your own soul. But every sacred no is a door you close, so you can finally walk through the ones that matter. It's not selfish. It's self-honoring. And the more you practice it, the more you rise. You stop shrinking to fit into spaces that never loved the real you. And for the first time, you breathe in your own power. Remember the time you said yes when your heart screamed no. The dinner you didn't want to attend. The favor you weren't ready to give. The silence when you should have spoken. That's not kindness. That's self-erasure. You weren't protecting peace. You were abandoning yourself. Again. You've learned to tolerate discomfort in your own chest just to avoid it in someone else's. But peace doesn't come from approval. It comes from alignment. Your boundaries are not walls. They are gates. They tell the world, this is how I deserve to be treated. And when you finally enforce them, you stop being the victim of your own silence. Let's be honest. The hardest person to say no to is someone you love. You fear their disappointment, their silence, their judgment. But real love, true connection, doesn't demand your self-sacrifice. It doesn't manipulate your guilt. It doesn't punish your no. If your love is only accepted when it comes with a yes, then it was never love. It was control wearing a smile. Say no, not to the person, but to the version of love that requires you to disappear. You are not difficult for having needs. You are not wrong for taking up space. And anyone who truly loves you will respect the sound of your no. People-pleasing isn't love. It's fear wearing a friendly mask. It says, if I make them happy, I'll be safe. If I agree, they won't leave. But people-pleasing is just emotional camouflage, a way to survive when you're afraid to be seen. But your soul, it's not here to survive. It's here to live, to speak, to rise, to choose, to say, I don't need to earn love. I already am love. And that begins when you stop apologizing. Saying no isn't about anger. It's about clarity. You know what you can handle. You know what drains you. You know what feels like a lie, even when it sounds like agreement. Your no is sacred. It's your soul drawing a line in the sand and saying, beyond this point, I will not abandon myself. People will resist. They'll call you selfish, dramatic, cold, because your boundaries remind them of their lack of them. But that's not your burden. That's their mirror. And you don't have to carry it anymore. You carry your truth now. And it's lighter than you ever imagined. You'll lose people. When you say no, some doors will close. But listen closely. If your silence was the only thing keeping them around, then their presence was already a prison. Freedom doesn't come from who stays. It comes from who you become when you're no longer performing. No more smiling through pain. No more nodding while your spirit aches. No more betraying yourself just to keep someone else comfortable. This is where the masks fall, where your no becomes the bridge to your real friends, your real peace, your real self. And for the first time, you feel like you belong to you. Look around. The world will take as much as you're willing to give. And if you don't set the limit, they won't. Saying no isn't closing your heart. It's claiming your ground. It's saying, I will love, but not at the cost of myself. You can be kind and still have boundaries. You can be generous and still say, not today. You can be loving and still choose yourself. This isn't the end of your kindness. It's the start of your truth. And when you start living from that truth, the world doesn't shrink. It expands. Because now, it's built around who you really are. This is your moment, not tomorrow. Not when they finally understand you. Now, you don't need a reason to say no. You don't owe explanations, guilt, or apologies. You owe yourself your life back. So speak it, out loud, in silence, in action. Say no to the weight that's crushing your joy. Say no to the roles that never fit your spirit. Say no to the lie that love must always be earned. And then, say yes to yourself. Because when you reclaim your no, you finally return home to the you were always meant to be.